A gente está te ouvindo.
Tá bem. Boa tarde a todos, a todas. Quero, primeiramente, parabenizar a Ana Roberta. Eu tive o prazer de dividir a sala de trabalho, de estudo lá no INPE com ela e com o Igor, o esposo dela. Muito legal, foi muito joia na época acompanhar um pouquinho do trabalho dela, a dedicação, e foi muito merecida essa homenagem, assim como das professoras mais antigas, que a gente teve o prazer de ser aluno delas também, a doutora Virgínia e a doutora Inês. Então, é bem importante isso para a nossa sociedade. Tá legal? Então, eu vou falar em inglês aqui, porque o nosso convidado é o Yang, tá aguardando nós lá na China, num horário bem difícil para ele. Então, vamos lá. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I don't know if everybody knows me, but I will introduce myself to the ones that don't know me. I'm José Valentim Bageston, a researcher at the INPE. I'm working now at the Southern Space Coordination in Santa Maria, Rio Grande do Sul. And we are in 3 colleagues here in this session. I and Dr. Maurício Bolzan from the Federal University of Jataí, correct, Maurício? And Dr. Pierre Dominique from the and Dr. Pierre Dominique from Utah State University in United States.
Yeah. Hello, everyone.
I would like to give the welcome to my colleagues and to all the peoples that are watching this session. And first, I would like to congratulate the local organizing committee for of this event, for having managed so well this online event that is the first one of our SBGEA society. And it is very important, the initiative of a session of women in geoscience and physics. And so this afternoon, we'll have only 3 presentations, will be a short period. But tomorrow we'll have more presentation, and the session of neutral atmosphere, physics and chemistry of the neutral atmosphere start 2:00 p.m. tomorrow. So also it is important the people give attention to the poster sessions. Mars already told this in the end of the morning session. So now you have our first invited speaker, that is Dr. Yang Gotao of the State Key Laboratory of Space Weather in the National Space Science Center of the Chinese Academy of Science. Also, Dr. Gotao is affiliated to the China-Brazil Joint Laboratory for Space Weather, which is a laboratory that represents a strong and good collaboration between INPE and the other universities in Brazil with the Chinese program for space weather. So Dr. Gotao worked at INPE during his postdoctorate internship in the upper atmospheric physics group, coordinated by Dr. Paulo Prado, and I have the pleasure to meet him on that time. So now it's very nice to have him to give this opening speech. So Dr. Yang Gotao, thank you very much for having accepted our invitation to give this opening speech in our session. So the title of his presentation is The Development of the Comprehensive LiDAR Station in Yanqing and the Upper Atmospheric Study with LiDAR data. Dr. Gotao, you have approximately 30 or 35 minutes for your presentation, plus 5 minutes for question or comments. So, Yang, Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Wang Ting. Thank you for giving me this very good chance. This is my best pleasure to present my my presentation for all of you. So sorry, my English is not good. But I
No
think
problem.
but I think that you can understand what I said. Okay. Okay. Can you see this? Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
If you could put in the full screen mode, would be better.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. My talk is NIDA activity at Yanqing Station and collaboration with YINP. And this is the outline. The first is origin of the Yanqing Station. And next, I will introduce the different NIDAs developed by our group. And the next is I will introduce how that we use these NIDA data to study upper atmospheric study. And the final, I will introduce our collaboration with YINP. Okay. Here, Yanqing is in the northwest of Beijing. It's about 13 kilometers. Far from the distance is 13 kilometers, and it close to the Great Wall. So someday, if you can visit Yanqing Station, you also can have a visit of Great Wall. And the idea of the construct Yanqing Station is from Chinese mining project. And the first NIDA in Yanqing was built in 2009. It comes from Chinese mining project. It's a double wavelength NIDA. It's used two lasers. One is a green laser to detect atmospheric density and temperature, and the yellow one is to detect sodium layer density. And these are the results of a double wavelength NIDA. This is a signal of a rainy NIDA, and this is a signal of a sodium layer. We can see only in the centimeters and 100 meters, the peak of photons of the sodium layer reached 14,000, and this number is very high. At that time, this was the best result of sodium NIDA in China. And Dr. Misha, the famous NIDA scientist, he said the Beijing NIDA have so good sensitivity. As the NIDA has very good sensitivity, so we use the high resolution mode. The first one is 1 second sampling mode, and another is the 50 meters sampling mode. Next, we upgrade our sodium NIDA to make it work in the daytime. Here, we use a sodium atomic filter to separate the xiang background noise from the sun. In 2014 November, we developed the daytime NIDA, and it has worked until now. And this is a sodium signal in the noontime. Here we can see, we can see the signal of a sodium is very clearly, and the noise is well known. And this is a variation of a sodium in continue 5 days. And from the daytime sodium data, we find the lowest sodium layer is down to 17 kilometers, and the density is more than several is also very high. And the next, we developed potassium NIDA. Here we added a new dye laser in the green laser, and to bump this dye laser to produce a new laser for potassium detection. And this work was done in 2010 and ended 2013. And this is a seamless signal from sodium layer and the potassium layer. And this is a potassium signal. And this is a seamless variation of sodium layer and the potassium layer. The next is what's called sodium wind temperature radar. Actually, this radar is on the basis of the technique of the what's called sodium temperature radar in Brazil. We developed the third what's called narrowband sodium radar system in the world, and for the first time in 2017, we get the seamless detection results of the wind temperature density from this what's called sodium radar data. Okay, this is what's called the system. Yes, I do not introduce more. If you have interest, we can discuss it. And this laser, and this is the temperature obtained by this radar. This is a two-frequency radar echo signal, and this is a variation of a sodium layer temperature. And this is the temperature obtained by radar and obtained by satellite, and the correlation from this picture, we can see the compensation is good. And 2 years later, we get the atmospheric wind, and these are the winds obtained from radar and from a meteor radar is nearby to the Yanqing station. From these pictures, we can see the wind detected by radar and by meteor radar. They are very close. The coincidence is also good. And these seamless wind variations detected by radar and by meteor radar is and from this is from radar and from meteor radar in the whole night, we can see the variations of the winds is similar. Here a sodium temperature wind radar now it is built in Chinese Zhongshan Station, Arctic, but it was integrated and checked in China. Is in our Yanqing station. And this is done in 2018 August. So by the chance, we gave the comparisons between these two sodium temperature wind radar. And we can see this is the comparison. This is the okay. This is the Zhongshan radar. Yes, this is the Zhongshan radar, and our radar is put in this building. And this we can see when this comparison, so we have different lasers. And this is the comparisons of sodium density, and temperature. This is from Zhongshan Station, and this from the Zhongshan Station, the density, and this is the temperature. And this is the comparison of winds. This is the zonal winds and the magnitude winds. And about 2 years ago, yes, no more than 2 years ago, is in the 2019 December, we developed this sodium temperature wind to make it work in the daytime. And this is a laser emitting in the daytime, and here we also use a special sodium filter to supply the Xiang sunlight. And we use two big slope telescopes to measure the winds. And this is the radar photo cones at noon time. And here is I will show some daytime results. These are temperature variations in 15 hours, and this is the wind variations in wind variations. The next is the Casim and the Casim plus detection. Here we use YAG laser to bump two dye laser to produce two lasers to get Casim and Casim plus. And these are the features of the lasers. and these are similar variations of Casim and Casim plus. Here we can say such as Casim plus when it's decrease with move down, and when it's decrease, and the Casim atom increase. But we sometimes we find some special events such as both of them are presented in the well-known altitude is lower than 19 kilometers. The Casim and the Casim plus, both of them increase, and the density is also very high. The next is detecting the nickel layer. The nickel layer is very difficult because the scattering cross section of a nickel layer is very little, and the signal of a nickel atom layer is about 4 orders lower than that of sodium layer. But we get this nickel layer the signal. It's also in 2019, and this is the orange photo count of the nickel layer and the density of a nickel layer. And this is the variations in the whole night of a nickel layer. And now we are working on the development of the big LiDAR is in the Moho. This LiDAR is you will measure the sodium Fe, calcium plus, potassium, and nickel at density, and it will also measure temperature and sodium temperature and wind. And the location is in Moho. This is the northmost site in China, and this work has started last year, and it will be constructed in next year. And here we use 4 big telescope. It's 1.5 meters, and the laser pulse energy will higher than 100 mg, and it will be the largest LiDAR system for mental layer study in the world. And until now, and from 2010 to 2017, in these 18 years, we get the more than 900 days data, and origin date for 1 year is 131 days, and compared to other LiDAR such as the Gemini LiDAR is just 18 days, and the Japanese Shinzo University LiDAR is also about 18 days 1 year. So our LiDAR has running well. It's running well. Okay, the next upper and macro study by Yanqing LiDAR data. The first is the double sodium layer study. The normal sodium layer is in the 18 to 105 kilometers, but sometimes we can find another sodium layer is in the 105 to 113 kilometers. So we call it a double sodium layer, and we find many double sodium layer from in our Yanqing LiDAR data, and these are variations of some variations of this double sodium layer. Moreover, we find the highest sodium layer is almost to 200 kilometers. And in the same time, we also have another little sodium LiDAR is in Pingqian Station, and the distance from Yanqing and Pingqian is 215 kilometers. But we can see the most big sodium layer from two nearby stations is very different. Sometimes in the Yanqing we can see this high altitude sodium layer, but sometimes in Pingqian, in the same time, they have no sodium layer, and it's also different. So the horizontal scale of the atmosphere sodium layer is very small. The next is plasmid study, and this is a static plasmid study. Sometimes we can see the static plasmid layer, and this is a signal variations of the static plasmid layer events, and we can see the highest is in the journey. And so the maximum of static plasmid layer event rates is in winter is different with the static sodium layer. And we also get a thinner version of plasmid at Beijing, and we also find the maximum is in winter is different with other deposits of the plasmid because they find the maximum is in the summer. We also find sometimes we will say very high density plasmid layer is well higher than 1,000, and this is very high density. Here and we use a model simulation to find that this strong plasmid layer from a strong yes. And the next is Guati will study from the Chinese sodium NIDA in the Chinese money project. We get the signal versions of the Guati activity in Beijing, Hefei, and Hainan. And we can see all of them has a maximum in summer and a minimum in winter. And the trend of signal variations in Beijing is strong, but weak in Hainan. And we use a model. We get this mean zonal wind from a model, and we can say in China the east wind is in summer and the west wind in winter, and the west wind will filter the Guati wave from Tibet, so we get a weak Guati wave activity in winter. The next is the studying the static sodium layer by using high resolution data. If we arrange the data in 5 minutes and the peak of the static sodium layer will move up and down is in 1.4, but in 2 minutes you will increase to 5.8, but if in 1 second it will move up and down more than 600. And actually, this is the non-homogeneous of a static sodium layer. And we also study the meteor trail by our Yanqing LiDAR data, and we get the quantity of energy sodium injection rate. We also study the inversing temperature layer by our VIII LiDAR data. Here is the temperature obtained by our VIII LiDAR and the comparison with the satellite, and we can say the comparison is also good. And from these, both of them find us inversing temperature layer is both by the LiDAR and by the satellite, and by the mainly by using Beijing LiDAR data. These are papers published. Yes, we can say some papers on GRO Optic Express and other papers. And until now, more than 14 papers have been published by using Yanqing LiDAR data. Okay, the next is a collaboration with Brazil. The collaboration with the Yinping LiDAR group, we developed a joint sodium plasmid LiDAR in Yinping headquarters in San Jose. This is a construction of the laser system, and this is a construction of a telescope. It's a big telescope from China, and it's a construction from control and display system. And this is a laser telescope and control and display. And this is a LiDAR observation site. This LiDAR, I think all of you know it. Is in the Yinping headquarters. And this is the detection results of a sodium layer sodium layer and the variations and plasmin layer and these are the variations of them. Here we need I need to say we get a very good plasma signal from this NIDA, and this is the plasma signal in Brazil is much higher than that in Yanqing, and is also compared with the best plasma NIDA is in Germany, and the comparison we can say in these two NIDAs actually they are similar. And here I need to thank the very good work of the Yinping laser NIDA group. They run this NIDA very well and get much of data. In 2 years, get 1,200 hours data. And okay. Okay, and from this NIDA data, some papers also have been published. The first is the Siemens NIDA starting of the C structure, spartic potassium layer and the spartic sodium layer in the top side. You can see from this picture, we can see sometimes the plasmin and the sodium present a special structure like a C+, and in the same time, we find the ES Siemens in the same time, so we think this probably is produced by ES. And the signal variations of the plasmin layer and the sodium layer are also obtained. And this is the first report of potassium layer in the South American, and both plasmin layer and the sodium layer present the similar variations, but we can say they also have some difference. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Yang.
Thank you.
Well done. So somebody have questions or comments, please?
May I?
So, Bolzan, tá sem áudio.
May I? Fabio here.
Fabio, please, go ahead.
Hi, Yang.
How are you?
Do you remember me?
Well, of course, of course, my best friend.
All right. Thank you very much.
Are you still in American?
Yes, I'm still in London.
Yes, I met Anna. Yes, yes, working in China.
Yeah. So I have just say thank you very much for your presentation. I'm very impressed that you have so many nice LiDAR and advanced LiDAR systems in China now. So where you can get a lot of information and carry out good studies on the MLT dynamics and constituent variations. But I was wondering that this new LiDAR that you guys are going to build,
yeah,
that you showed the schematics on the
yes, it's in Moho. Yeah,
you have like all the colors. You're going to that one, yeah. You're going to observe all the colors. And you have only one big telescope and another one telescope.
Four big telescope is 1.5 meters. 1.5 meters.
And each telescope is going to look to different directions, I believe so, to get also.
For the Kasim and the Kasim Plus, we create very much so. What the four big telescopes will observe Kasim and Kasim Pluses, but for the sodium, Fe, Plasm, and nickel only use one telescope.
So you are most observing zenith.
Kasim and Kasim Plus, yes, CASIM,
All right.
CA and CA plus.
So you have 4 telescopes, and how you are going to use these telescopes to collect light from all different colors? Is that correct?
Sorry.
No, you're going to use the same telescope to collect the returns from all different wavelengths.
Not what the telescopes. For the CASIM and the CASIM plus, these 4 telescopes will conduct CASIM and CASIM pluses. But for sodium and Fe and potassium and nickel, just use only one. Sorry. For these big telescopes, each of them has three channels. One telescope has 3 channels. So 4 telescopes we will have 12 channels. And 4 is for CASIM and 4 is for CASIM pluses, and the last 4 is for sodium, Fe, potassium, and nickel.
Okay. And how are you going to separate the light so you're going to use fibers to separate the light?
Yes. It's put in the
focal point
player, focus plane, but it have little distance. So, and this technique has been used in Yanqi LiDAR.
All right. Yeah, I was not aware of it.
Thank you, Fabio, and thank you, Yang. We have one student that want to ask something, Boza.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Yang. We have another question from Pablo here in Midwest of Brazil. Pablo, please do your question.
Meu microfone está aparecendo, Bolzano, está me ouvindo?
Yeah.
Sim, sim.
Hello, Dr. Yang. My question is about meteors. We have a ground station to capture meteor spectrums and here in Jataí, and this observation shows variations in metal abundances by different radiants of different meteor showers. So I want to know if there is some variations on the layers that you are observing by the months of the year correlated with meteor showers.
Yeah. It's really good questions. Actually, for the mental net study, many NIDA people want to study it. How is the metal sure to affect the mental layer? That as we will know, the metals is more than that of the metal shores. So the size of the mentalness is in such as in American or in Europe, this think it does has much effect on the mental layer, but we think on the top side of the mental layer probably the metal shell will have effect as mental layer. Here we have different atoms and plus of the mental layer. This can be studied. I think it can be studied if our molecular LiDAR has been constructed.
All right, because these metals are when the meteor hits the atmosphere, they stay on their altitude. So thank you for your question.
Thank you too.
Okay, thank you, Pablo. No more question. I would like to Yang tell us how is going the cooperation between the Chinese institution with the Brazilian institution in the university. How is the current status of the cooperations, and what are the plans for the future?
I'm not Canadian, but I think for the mental study to measure the temperature and the wind is very important, and yes, and if we have more money, we can measure the calcium and calcium plus. Yes. You know, in China we have a plan, but it's decided by whether we can get the support, the money support. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how whether we can get the support, but we'll try to do it.
Oh, okay, great. In São José dos Campos, the LiDAR station is working fine. And generating good data, as I can see.
Yeah, very good data. Yes, okay. very good data. So when Vanya submit her paper to JGR, and the finish said, "Oh, I think you make a mistake. The signal in your paper for plasma there is you too strong. I think you do not have this so strong signal, but actually it is."
It is. I'm very happy for hear it, because we can see very good results from potassium, and unfortunately the next paper is almost studying the sporadic potassium and sodium layers. So I'm very happy to report this for all of you. Another result is being published in this next month, I think.
Very good.
Okay, thank you.
Now, only was Vanya that talking about it? Yes or not?
Yeah.
I have a simple question for Dr. Yang. Dr. Yang, for curiosity, how much this equipment are in Brazil or in China? How much?
Sorry. I cannot answer. Sorry.
How much?
About $1 million.
$1 million, yeah.
How expensive it is to buy and install the instrument?
Oh, it's different. It's different LiDAR, different price. Yes, I can show you. This such as such as the LiDAR in InP. Yes, the LiDAR in InP. Yes. I can show you. The YAG laser is brought from American. Yes, it will cost about. Okay, can I speak in Chinese yen? It's 800 Chinese yen, and for the dye laser is about 400 yen, and for the telescope is made in China. It's cost about 1,000 Chinese yen. And yes, for the LiDAR, yes, the lasers and the tentacles are very expensive. And for the other things, it's not. It's just a little money. Yes. So different LiDARs, different will cost different price. Such as our more LiDAR, it will spend 20,000 Chinese yen.
Okay. Later on, Vanya could convert to us the amount of money. Okay.
Eu gostaria de fazer só pequeno comentário aí sobre valores, né, gente? O pessoal fica... Okay, I'll talk in English then. And some comments about the value of the system. As Yang told, it's different for many kind of LiDARs. But the LiDAR installed in Brazil, we estimate about $1 million equivalent. For a system like that one, that can measure wind and temperature with many telescopes, 1.5 meters, it's about $4 to $5 million. It's very expensive. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. The telescope in our Moore station. Yes. Okay. In our Moore station, yes, we use four big telescope. That is 1.5 meters, and each of them will cost 3,000 Chinese yuan. Each of them.
Okay,
yeah.
people, we need to go ahead with the next presentation. So I would like to thank again Dr. Yang. Thank you very much for your nice presentation and good discussions here. And I hope you can follow the next presentations here. Thank you.
Thank you too.
So the next